Really? That's you're gonna go there. I think it's a striking resemblance. Bring that back up.
Ben, are you really going to compare?
I think I'm way better looking.
Compare bald white men to you and say like how similar they look to you. Like I'm pretty sure you can say that for the majority of a lot of famous actors right now.
This coming from an Asian person.
Are you saying that race has something to do to skew my vision?
I'm just saying all Asians look the same.
Well, that's just true.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to the show. Mike, we just got done going through your build. You were able to beat Greetorp with it. I somehow managed to throw that game.
No, you did beat me. And then you didn't.
Like, if I had it, I think if I had practiced with the build 4 or 5 times prior, and I kind of was more familiar with all the transitions, that it might have been a different outcome.
I thought for sure, I was like, oh, okay, this is looking good, because how I adjusted, it was very, very small. How I adjusted was I overmade Zerglings in that earlier stage so that you couldn't make Banelings on my side of the map. And then I figured, like, oh, that'll give me a little bit more leeway. I made less Banelings. I was like, okay, I could just micro this well. Did not go well. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, yeah, he could backstab me at any point right now. You backstab me, then you kill my third, then you killed all my drones in my main. Killed a lot of drones in my natural. Killed like 1 queen. So I was down to 1 queen, 2 hatcheries, and like 3 mutas. I was like, well, there's no way I could come back into this game. I should just GG.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel so bad GGing to MrBitter. So I kept fighting.
There's the jab. There's the jab.
Hey, I learned that from Mana.
You know, I really am a big fan of that build. Before I sat down on the show today, I was like, all right, well, ZvZ is rage-inducing right now, so I'm going to bring Ghost User on, and I'm going to figure out the best way to build mutas. And Ghost User's like, man, you don't really have to build the mutas all the time. I mean, it's definitely something that's important to have in your repertoire, right, Mike?
Yeah. I still get mutas a lot, but I don't like to do them like every game because it gets kind of tedious and boring and repetitive.
I'm sure you guys can still feel the power of mutas, even when I'm so far behind. I was behind in Ghost User's game. You have like that comeback ability so easily. I'm sure, like, of course, my muta control is okay, but someone else that has a little bit better decision making that can actually do something with those mutas, I feel like that's a very tough style to still deal with if you get that advantage. And that really shows you just the power of mutas, the fact that you need an economic advantage just to stay consistent with them. That should tell people a lot. But I liked.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the build. I want to ask you, Mike, what do you feel the big weaknesses are of that kind of a play style?
I think the biggest weakness is it can sometimes be kind of hard to scout all-ins while doing it. You can defend Ling Banding all-ins as long as you micro well, and like those aren't that hard. It's if you don't scout a Roach Ling Banding all-in, it can be difficult. If you scout it, you just make spines and stuff, and then it's no problem. But if you somehow can't scout or don't anticipate a Roachling Bandling all-in, you can lose to it.
If you do scout the all-in, you cancel the third base, you spine up, and then what is your transition?
Oh, you just tech like Lair and go Roaches and like usually an Evolution Chamber too, or you can go Metalisk. It doesn't matter. You can do anything as long as you defend without taking much damage.
Cool, man. Very, very cool. Mike, I guess, unless Andre has any particular questions, we're more or less done here.
Okay.
That was an awesome build, Mike.
Andre says it's an awesome build, and Andre likes the build.
It punishes the majority of metagame while still staying reasonably strong in your tech. I mean, like, you're going super aggressive, but the sheer amount of Zerglings you're putting in there, I would be interested to see if you can fit in some sort of evolution in there. Evolution chamber?
Yeah, I think you probably can.
I think that will make it super strong.
With
just
a +1 armor?
+1 carapace, yeah. That would make it just so incredibly hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's a style that sort of has always kind of fooled around with. Also, Sasquatch. +1 carapace. It's good. Into whatever.
I think you might want to get it a bit later, this build, though.
Yeah.
You want to go to pressure, like, the third as soon as you can.
Yes.
And carapace, you usually have to wait a bit.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, like, you started in the middle of massing up Zerglings, and that way, like, everything's cleared, and then all of a sudden your Zerglings have so much more power. They don't get just shut down so easily from, like, single Banelings.
Yeah.
You can have a little bit of longevity and then continue you know, just droning up and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Mike, I think it's a fantastic build. I really want to thank you for coming on and sharing it with us. Folks that are watching from home, if you're tired of going mutas in ZvZ, you might want to try it out. Very standard openings, basically open however you please into a lot of early mid-game Zergling Baneling pressure. Delay that layer for as long as you can, cancel the opponent's third base, and then tech up Roach, Hydra, and Fester for the win. Really cool build, Ghost User.
Thank you.
So I guess this is where we say goodbye. Mike, since you came on and you shared some of your time with us, I do want to give you an opportunity to say anything you'd like to say just to the community in general. Where are you going to be playing in the future? What are your big plans? Where can we follow you? Give us the whole spiel.
Next plans. There's a LAN tournament, charity LAN at OSU this weekend that I'm going to go to. If you guys want to follow that, it'd be cool. Obviously, there's not going to be that many big players there just because it's a local charity LAN, but it's this weekend, so maybe check into that. After that, my next tournament is DreamHack in about a month. You can follow me there. You can obviously follow me on Twitter at MilGhostUser and on Facebook at MilGhostUser as well. Besides that, just support my team, I guess. Millennium. Our sponsors are Numericable, Winamax, Cdiscount, and Corsair. The shirt I'm wearing now, you can buy at the Millennium store if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. But other than that, just thanks for having me on.
All right, man. Ghost User, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. This was Zerg versus Zerg without making mutas and how it can actually work, believe it or not. Thanks once again, Mike. We'll see you guys next week for another episode where we talk about something. I'll figure it out, and I'll tweet about it, and I'll let you know. See you guys.
Okay. Thank you.